South Africans are known to be of the world's worst savers. Many South Africans are borrowing more than what they are saving. And even though it's Savings Month, one wonders whether all these savings tips flying around actually means anything. As a society, does the problem perhaps not run deeper than just following some savings tips? With us in studio today, I have success and life coach Michelle Steyn from New Life Practice. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you for having me, Mushfika.
Let's just get right into it. Why are we so bad at saving? Why are we not saving? Is it only the physical circumstances which are stopping us from saving, or does it run deeper than that? Is there something that we need to do in terms of a mindset? How can we be, as a country, this bad at saving?
Mushfika, absolutely. You know, physical circumstances play a huge role, but it is deeper than that. It's a mindset. As humans, we've cultivated a wanting mindset. We just want the latest trends. We want the latest clothing. We want the latest cell phone or the latest game or the latest vehicle. So, you know, we're wired for pleasure in terms of, you know, we're happy when we get all these things. And as humans, we're drawn to pleasure, but we don't want, you know,
but pleasure costs money.
Of course, pleasure costs money.
Gratification costs money.
That's the thing. But now what happens is, you know, when we swipe our card or when we get approved for a loan or something like that, our brain actually releases something called dopamine, and that's the feel-good hormone. So that's that rush of little adrenaline that you get. And it's like a drug. So we're on a high because of all these things. So it also leads to instant gratification because, you know, it's aggravated by the social media and by the internet. At the click of a button, we know what Kim Kardashian is wearing to her baby's christening. At the click of a button, we can order our makeup online or the latest gadgets. And within 24 hours, we receive this little box delivered straight to our front door.
So it's easy to spend and to feel good.
Very easy. We're wired that way.
How do we get away from that? How do we get away from the sense of loving the instant gratification that spending brings? How do we get away from that mindset of instant gratification and get into a savings mode?
Yeah, it's not so easy.
It's easier said than done.
It's way easier said than done because our minds are so wired into this. You know, a habit is formed through repetition. So now we're going to have to take ourselves from a wanting mindset into a savings mindset. And it will not happen overnight. We need to physically practice it. And there are many ways and means to do that. So another thing that is happening, it's very easy to make debt.
Yes,
that's
it's
the flip
so
side of it.
Much easier to make debt than what it is to save these days.
Absolutely. And the marketers are very clever. They know how to entice us to make debt. So they lure us in. You know, you can even get debt if you're blacklisted.
That's not even supposed to be.
And that's not even supposed to be. And some marketers will sell you a store card on the basis of, we will give you 500 Rand off if you spend 2,000 Rand or more.
And that appeals to people.
Of course it does, because guess what happens? Now, first of all, we have been approved for the store card. Second of all, we've got a present. Wow, 500 Rand. So what do? We go and spend the money, and then we are instantly indebted to that institution. But guess what? We feel good about it.
And only when we have to start paying it back do we realize what a big mistake it's been.
That's right.
Where in the budget should savings be? I often come across people that say, well, I'm not earning enough to even save. I only earn enough to cover my basics in my budget. Does that then not mean that somewhere within your budget flow, savings should be a line item so that we get used to, like we're putting money aside for traveling expenses for the rest of the month, like we're putting money aside for food, for bread on a daily basis for the rest of the month? Should saving not be a line item in a budget where one could actually then track it and become used to it and know that this is a part of my lifestyle and a part of my budget?
Absolutely. Savings should come first. It's like paying yourself a salary. So it has to be a line item.
And it doesn't have to be a big amount.
No, it doesn't have to be a big amount. And, some banks even have a scheduled payment option. So the easy thing for me then would be is to arrange a scheduled payment, so I don't even have to manually go and put that money away.
So it's a debit order that comes off, goes somewhere.
First thing, and it's gone. And I have to add here that the first thing that you have to save for is an emergency fund. You're not going to save for your holiday first. No. People need an emergency fund. They don't see the importance of that. Then only after you have your emergency fund in place, then you will start saving for whatever you want to. Retirement is very important, but maybe you're sorted with retirement, but then you want to go on a family holiday or maybe buy a better car or that kind of thing.
But Michelle, this also only works, getting into the savings mindset, starting to save, putting it into a budget. If you are in a relationship, if you're in the home, and you have a spouse that has the same mindset. Savings is part of money, and money can become a very contentious issue within a relationship. How should couples view saving?
Yes, so if you're in a relationship, obviously, you will start implementing the same tips that we've given, but now you're bringing two very different mindsets, in most cases, very different money personalities into one household. The important thing is here that have a meeting, a financial meeting together, and then talk about your different values and your different beliefs around money, and then you have to agree on a combined money mindset for the two of you. Yes, there will be a bit of compromise from either side, but it is for the greater good. And then as a couple, you then decide how to go forward.
So it comes back to communication.
It's always communication.
It comes back to communication.
Yes, because like we have different personalities, our beliefs and values around money is also different. So we have to talk about it so that we can find a common ground, because we're working here towards, a functional mindset within the relationship.
Do you have any tips for people when they do start saving? What do they do?
Yes. Okay, so first of all, savings is a decision that you have to take. You have to make the decision.
It's a conscious choice.
It's a conscious choice. And then you have, all your actions have to evolve around the choice that you have made. So you will have to implement some lifestyle changes as well. And you will have to evaluate where you're wasting money and where you're overspending on some
and within that process, one obviously has to be very honest, because it defeats the whole purpose of the exercise if you're not going to be honest and saying, oh no, I only spend X amount on entertainment, when actually it's double that.
Yes, honesty is crucial. You also have to understand why you're saving. If you don't know why you are saving, you're not going to save. You must actually write it down with the pen on paper. Don't do it on the computer. And then even better, if you cut out some pictures and stick it up on a wall where you can see it every day, that will motivate you to continue your lifestyle that you have chosen, because your end goal is to save. So there's some common tips that we can implement in life. First of all, we have to distinguish between a need and a want. If it's a want, you really can live without it. So you've got to decide, you have to look at the item and decide, okay, do I need it? Do I want it? Very important.
Again, that comes back down to honesty. That comes back down to a lot of introspection and knowing within yourself and being able to say, I don't actually need this. This is a want.
Absolutely. You don't have to buy those sneakers that costs 1,800 Rand. No. That is most definitely a want, because there are other options out there. And maybe you have 3 pairs of sneakers in the cupboard already. So yes, honesty is vital. The other thing is, we all go grocery shopping. Do you have a shopping list, first of all? And when you're in the shop, do you stick to it?
How important is it that one sticks to a shopping list? I don't stick to the shopping list.
Yes.
I get carried away by all the specials that a shop has. I get carried away by all the brightly colored goods in the aisles. I get carried away when I go grocery shopping. So how important is it to have a list?
It is crucial if you want to save money, because you will, it starts with planning your week or your month ahead, planning your meals, know what basics you need to have in your cupboards, putting it on your grocery list so that when you go there, there's no impulse buys. Grocery stores are geared towards impulse buys. They want you to put all these extra things in your trolley, but those things are expensive. And those are the items that you don't really pay attention to.
But they add up.
They add
up.
Another good tip is don't go shopping hungry. Of course, you're going to put the packet of chips or the packet of biltong in the trolley. And then, if at all possible, go alone. Because family members can hijack you. And they can nag for whatever they want. And you could say yes and blow the budget.
Blow the budget completely and then not even have enough money left to save, which again defeats the whole purpose.
It defeats the whole purpose. Another thing is when you go to the mall, those malls are also geared towards impulse spending. Everything that you can hold in your hand, a little donut, a smoothie.
So it literally comes down to discipline. It comes down to discipline. It comes down to knowing that one has to save.
Yes, because it's not only knowing that you have to save, it's that you want to save because you have written it down. You know what you are saving for.
Thank you so much, Michelle. South Africa, we need to save. We need to get out of the wanting mindset and get into a saving mindset. Thank you so much, Michelle, for coming.
Thank you, Ms. Vika.